Welcome to today's practice. So today's going to be a yin practice, so nice and chilled. Make sure you're nice and warm, you've got the jumper on or the heating's on or the sun's out, and you've got some props, so whether it's yoga blocks or bricks or whether it's just a couple of cushions, a blanket, whatever you have to hand. And then when you're ready, we'll get started. We're going to start off in our deer pose. So we're going to bring our right leg in front of us and kind of a right angle in that right knee there. I'm going to take the left leg out to the side, and again we're looking for kind of a right angle there. So if you want to sit on a blanket or a cushion, then that's great. Use as many props as you can in yin. We want the muscles to really relax, and the more supported you are in your poses, the more your muscles will relax. So we're going to be here for 3 minutes. So we're going to start to come forwards. Now, if you have any back issues, keep the natural curve of your spine as you come down. So you don't want the back to round. If your back is okay, then you can allow your back to round. And you might just come forwards onto your hands. Depends how much space there is there in the hips. Maybe you can come down onto your forearms. Maybe you can even come down all the way. So once you're down, take a few deeper breaths. I'm going to lift my head up so you can hear me properly, but you just relax down onto your mat. Perhaps just close your eyes. And take a few moments to soften through your shoulders. Through the muscles of your face. Through your breath. And see if you can use your out breath to start to let go. So we all hold tension, we all hold on to situations, events, our to-do lists. Just see if you can begin to let go of them, even if it's just for the duration of your practice. Have a little time here where we take the weight off our shoulders. And we allow ourselves to fully rest. So every out breath is a letting go kind of breath. And as you do that, there's a sense that your body sinks down into the support of the earth. Just going to take our last breath here on this side. And then as you inhale, nice and slowly, so we don't need to move quickly, we're going to come up out of this pose and we'll just release both legs out in front of us. And then you can let your hands drop behind you and just find a little bit of gentle side to side movement. Okay, and we're going to come back through to the other side. So we'll bring the left leg in front of us, and again, finding that right angle, and your right leg out to the side. And again, kind of a right angle there. It's not an exact science. Just find a place where you feel comfortable to be. You don't ever, in any pose, want to come into pain. If something is causing you pain, then you move straight out. Again, we'll come forwards with the back flat if that's better for you. If you've got any spinal kind of herniated discs, ruptured discs, then keep your back flat as you come forwards. But otherwise, just letting the spine gently round, coming as far down as is comfortable for you. You can always find support underneath your chest if you need it. And when I say keeping the back flat, what I actually mean is keeping the natural curve of the spine. I don't mean try and iron out your natural lumbar curve, your natural cervical thoracic curve. Just keeping the natural integrity of your spine. Support your head with your hands if you can find a way to do that. And sink yourself down into your pose. You find your mind wandering off, just see if you can keep connecting back to your breath, back to the sensations you can feel in your body. Notice any emotions that these poses bring up for you. When you're ready, gently coming back up onto your hands, coming back through to that upright position and extending the legs out in front of you. And again, you can just drop your hands behind you. You can just find some side to side movement through the knees. Okay. And then come back through to upright. So if you are tight in the hips or the hamstrings, I would definitely say sit on a cushion or two. I'm going to bend up the right leg and take the right foot to the outside of the left thigh. If you've got a hip replacement, this pose is not for you, please don't do it. But if you're okay to cross your right foot over the midline, we're going to do that. So taking this through into a twist. So just cradling your right knee with your left hand or your elbow, whatever falls there naturally, taking your right hand behind you and turning to look out over your right shoulder. Now it's not a yang pose, we're not really reaching up through the crown of the head, just try and keep a little bit of length there in the spine. You don't want to twist on a compressed spine, so we do want to make sure there's some space in between your vertebrae. You might choose to close your eyes. back to your breath, back to your experience right now in this moment, and that's whatever that experience consists of. Just take your last couple of breaths here on this side. And then lengthen the spine as you inhale, and as you exhale, we'll come back through to centre. So we're going to take the right foot now and turn it face down towards your mat. So your right knee will fall somewhere on top of your left. And from here we're going to fold forwards. If you need something underneath that left knee, if you need to put a bend in the knee, do. And some support under it can be quite nice for this pose, otherwise it can be quite strong in the hamstring. As always, anytime we fold forwards, the same with your back. Any issues, keep the natural curve of your spine. Otherwise, you can allow your back to round if it feels okay for you. And as you're here in this pose, you might find your body starts to open up, might start to soften. You might find that you can move in a little deeper. You can always pop support between that upper leg and the chest if you need to. That can be quite a nice way of doing this. Your shoulders soft. Just taking your last few breaths here on this side. And then as you inhale, nice and slowly, bring yourself back through to upright. Okay, so we're going to release out that right leg. And you might just give the legs a little bit of a wobble. You might just take the knees from side to side. Whatever you feel you need to do to release out of the pose. And we're going to do the same thing with the other side. So starting in that twist, bending up your left leg, taking your left foot to the outside of the right thigh. Again, hip replacements wouldn't want to be doing this, so leave this pose out. Or you could just take your twist with your leg bent to the left foot to the inside of the thigh as an alternative. So we're going to be in this twist for about 1.5 minutes. So again, find a long spine, and as you exhale, twist around to your left hand side. So it's not yang, you're not really reaching up, but then you don't want to sink either. Keep some length in your spine, some space between the vertebrae as you turn to look over your left shoulder. Take your last couple of breaths here. And then as you inhale, lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, coming back through to centre. So we'll turn the top of the left foot to face down. And then finding that forward fold here. So again, support underneath your right knee is an option. Support between your your left thigh and your chest is an option. Coming forward. Softening where tension starts to creep back in. We're here for just under 1 more minute. Take your last couple of breaths here in this pose. And then as you inhale, come back through to the right. So I'm just going to release out the left leg. And again, you might want to bend the knees, you can windscreen wiper them from side to side. back through to upright. Just come through to a seated position. Keep your right hand down next to you. As you inhale, take your left arm up alongside your ear. And then just bending the left elbow, dropping the arm down on your head. Now, if this causes you any issues at all, you can just keep your left arm down by your side. You're just leaning over to your right. If it feels okay, then you can continue to rest the arm on the head. And that right elbow, you could bring your right forearm down onto a brick if it doesn't quite reach the floor, a bolster if you have a bolster. You can look in whatever direction suits you. Keep the breath nice and slow. And then as you inhale, just bring the left arm back alongside you if it's not already, coming back through to upright. So bringing your hands onto your knees, you're just going to find a little bit of movement through the spine. And it's whatever feels right for you, whether that's circling, whether that's moving through cat and cow, or whether that's just staying still. Listen to your body. And when it feels appropriate, we'll come through to the other side. So your left hand or your forearm will come down to the mat. And again, you can just keep your right arm alongside you. You're still getting a stretch through the right side body. If it's not causing you any issues, you can bring the right arm up and rest it on your head and your neck. Any pins and needles, tingling or numbness in that right arm, then bring it back down alongside you. Turn your head in whatever direction is comfortable. And connect back to yourself. Taking your last 30 seconds or so here. as you inhale, nice and slowly, bringing yourself back through to upright. Soften through your shoulders. Now my inclination now is to just stay still. If you want some movement, find some movement. Okay. So we're going to finish our short yin practice today in a back bend. So you can use blocks or bricks or cushions or bolster if you have one, blanket, whatever you need. It's going to go underneath your sacrum. So the hard part here, not the curve of your lumbar spine. Here. And we're going to lie ourselves down on our back. So a supported bridge pose. So make sure that you feel comfortable. You don't want anything underneath your head for this pose, so make sure there's no pillows there. If you feel okay to, we're going to straighten out the legs. If that doesn't feel good for your back, you can bend the knees, keep the feet down, it's more supported. But what we are looking to try and do is stretch out through the front of the hips here, the hip flexors. So we're going to just soften down, close the eyes. So if you take your arms out alongside you and turn your palms to face up, you might find your shoulders drop down into the support of the earth a little more. Notice how you're feeling in your heart. So any emotions that are coming up for you right now. Don't judge anything you come across. Just have an awareness of what's happening inside you. So we'll take our last few breaths here in this pose. So when you're ready, we're gently going to bend the knees and take your feet back down onto your mat. So pressing down into the feet as as you inhale, lifting up through the hips and just gently taking your props out from underneath you. And then we'll nice and slowly lower the spine back down onto our mat. Just take a moment or two here for the spine to come back through into neutral. And then when you feel it has done, draw your knees in towards your chest. Little rock from side to side. And then we'll straighten ourselves back out for our Shavasana. If you wanted one of these pillows underneath your head, you could do. Make sure you're warm, you're comfortable. And let go. Let each and every muscle soften down towards the earth. Soften your face. Slow down your breath. And stay here for as long as you need to. See you next time. Namaste.